Dean, pwede na tayo mag-start. Thank you for waiting.
Live na tayo?
Yes, Dean, live na tayo. Okay na.
Sige sir, katulad na lang. Si Sir Otero yung opening prayer natin, sir.
Yes, sir. Yan na nga, sir. Start na, sir.
Sige, sir. Pwede start.
Sige, sir. Sir, pakinggan mo yung school niyo. Pakinggan.
Sige, Sir Randy, pwede na tayo mag-start.
Sige, sir. Our loving and generous God, we praise and thank you for the powerful blessings you have given us. Thank you for giving us a mind that can know and a heart that can love. Thank you for giving us the chance to continue learning amidst the pandemic that had caused a lot of changes in our lives. We are sorry for the times we have failed you. We humbly ask for your forgiveness. Father, help us stay focused on our studies. When learning becomes difficult, grant us the gifts of courage and enthusiasm. Grant us the grace to use our knowledge in making a difference into the lives of the people around us. All this we pray in your mighty name. Amen.
Thank you very much, Professor Otero, for the opening prayer. Now let's listen to the opening remarks of our beloved President, Dr. Amian April M. Alcazar.
Good afternoon and welcome to the college orientation of the College of Computer Studies for academic year 2020 to 2021 first semester. As you know, we always conduct our student orientations before we begin formal classes during the adjustment period, but this year is going to be very different. Again, you know, because of the new normal experience during this COVID pandemic, we are actually having our orientations virtually. So I'm sure you miss the reminiscences with your old college friends, with your professors and administrators, with the staff. So you're missing the whole ambiance of what the Pamantasan Luzon ng Pasig is. But one thing I assure you that you will not be missing will be the delivery of quality education that we can provide you at the Pamantasan Luzon ng Pasig. Of course, we have a certain level of expectation on our part that you will be able to comply with our university academic policy. So each of your academic programs will have its own retention and promotion policies. Then, of course, our student affairs and services will continue to actively implement the rules, regulations, and policies with respect to the non-academic area. So, for example, one of the policies that we would like to implement strictly under the new normal will be our compliance with the data privacy law. So any student who is violating the privacy of another student, faculty, administrator, or any stakeholder of the PLP may be held liable and can be penalized. So I hope that you will have very productive afternoon ahead of you. Please pay close attention to all our resource persons who will be discussing with you relevant matters that you will need in order to guide you and navigate your life here at the College of Computer Studies. So again, I wish you the very best of luck for this academic year. Mabuhay ang pamantasan ng lungsod ng Pasig, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Amihan April M. Alcazar, for the opening remarks. Now, let's proceed to the college orientation. May call on the Dean of the College of Computer Studies, Dean Regitan, for the presentation. Dean, take it away.
Thank you, Sir Mark. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to all the professors that are present in this meeting. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Professor Otero for that wonderful prayer, Ma'am Amihan for the opening remarks. Again, welcome everyone to the College of Computer Studies orientation for all students. May I just recognize the presence of Sir Red Mirabel, of course, Sir Randy Otero, Ma'am Raquel Cortez, Sir Ronnie Chu, and Dr. Laura Altea. Of course, maraming salamat din kay Engineer Bawa. Okay, so old students, wala naman masyado tayong i-discuss sa orientation ngayon except, of course, I'd like to focus on ethics or etiquettes as far as the online learning is concerned. Plus, of course, probably give more time on the question and answer part of my discussion. Okay, so please give me time to share with you my presentation. All right, so again, the mission of our college is to provide you guys with quality education with the use of the best resources that is globally competitive and responsive to the needs of the community and, of course, the industry. The college envisions to produce students who are imbued with adequate competencies and standard skills in information and communication technology. Of course, here we are, the faculty and officials of CCS for academic year 2020-2021. That is me, Regitan, the Dean. And of course, you have Professor Norin Arcangel, the department head for computer science. We also have Professor Federico Ginueva. Sir Rico is also currently the head university registrar and the vice president for academic affairs. Of course, Professor Rodolfo Mirabel, you know Sir Red. He is currently serving as the PLP Faculty Association president. Of course, Dr. Laura M. Altea, Dr. Melquiades Simbomet, our MIS project manager and the head of the PLP IT department. Of course, you have Professor Raquel A. Cortez. She is currently the Computer Society advisor. I suppose you already know what ComSoc is all about. And we have Professor Randy Otero, our hardware network coordinator, of course, our robotic expert. Our new full-time professor is Professor Greta Rosario. Together with the full-time faculty members, you will have 6 new part-time faculty professors. Okay, starting off with Professor Aldin Bautista, Professor Alan Burgos, of course, some of you will already know, Professor Ronnie Chu, Professor Jos de la Cruz, Professor Rebecca Fajardo, Professor Ramil Madriaga, and Professor Don Bernadette Minor. Okay, so you will later on talk to them through Facebook once I have introduced them to you already. And we also have our college secretary, Miss Ruby Jane Diosa, in our computer technician or our laboratory coordinator, Mr. Albert Cabiao. Okay? And of course, for your general education courses, coming from the College of Arts and Sciences, you have Dean Caroline Alvero. You have Professor Elena Havate, Professor Marjorie Arce, Professor Lea Velasco, Professor Perla Marasigan, Professor Annie Quinto, and Professor Richard Nelias. And of course, their college secretary is Miss Marlene San Jose. Okay. All right, so let's go to the most important part of this presentation. All about, we need to talk about online learning. So let's start off with the requirements. And like what I mentioned to you guys during your first year in the PLPCCS, that the requirement for your program is for you to have a laptop or a desktop. Okay? It's not a requirement for online learning. It is a requirement of your program. So, well, I would assume not everyone has laptop or desktop yet. But again, you would be needing this especially when you do your programming. Okay? I cannot require you at this point in time to buy a laptop or a desktop because of, you know, the predicaments we are all in. So you could probably borrow from your relative. You could have, you can share it with your sibling or whatever. So as long as you have the laptop and a desktop, okay ka na as far as programming is concerned. But for online learning, hindi ko kayo ngayon mapipilit bumili niyan kasi again, lahat ay hirap at marahil walang kakayahang bumili ng bagong laptop or bagong desktop. Okay? But hopefully, no, pagdating nyo ng capstone or thesis writing, sana makabili na kayo para magamit nyo sa development. For mobile phone or mobile devices, I don't think we have a concern about this anymore because according to Mayor Vico Soto, ang butihing alkalde ng lungsod ng Pasig, ang winning bidder ng ating tablet at laptop ay kinakailangang makapag-deliver by end of September. So hopefully dumating yan sa PLP around the first week of October. May mga kailangan pa kasi tayong asikasuhin tungkol dyan. No? So we are hoping that by first week of October, medyo tumatakbo na yung mga gadgets na yan. Ibig sabihin, nasisimula ng ipamigay. For your information, yung mobile phone na po yan or yung tablet na po yan ay nakapangalan po sa inyong mga professors. Okay? Kaya po, babantayan po namin ng gusto yan kung paano nyo gamitin yan. At yan po ay hindi nyo pag-aari at hindi rin namin pag-aari. Pag-aari po yan ng lungsod ng Pasig. So pakaingatan po natin yan pag yan ay atin na nakuha. Okay? Now, as far as platform is concerned, the minimum requirement is the use of Google Classroom for asynchronous. When you say asynchronous, this is the platform where you can get all the help materials that you need for your course. Okay, nandyan ang PowerPoint presentation, nandyan ang PDF, Word, at kung ano-ano pang pwede mong ma-download anytime at pwede mong basahin. The keyword ay basahin, pag-aralan, dahil when you download materials from Google Classroom, tapos din-download mo lang at wala ka namang ginawa, then it is of no use. Okay, so you have to read ahead because that is essentially the whole concept of blended learning. Except that in our case, ang blended learning natin is full online. Okay, so you can read ahead the modules that would be available para rin hindi kayo hirap kung sakaling halimbawa ay wala kayong data or kulang kayo sa wala kayong pang access sa internet. If you have the modules which would be stored in your tablets, mababasa nyo siya. Okay? Mapapag-aralan. At kung kailan kayo magmi-meet ni professor, ni sir at ni ma'am, may idea ka na. Okay? So you meet with your professors through Google Meet. Okay? We don't have specific requirements yet as far as the number of, the time required for everyone to stay online. Okay? I'd like to we have an idea as professors kasi, we as a college, we have an idea on, how to deal with synchronous meetings. Unfortunately, that's just our part, no? So once the school starts, we would need to adjust our requirements. We would need to adjust our needs and wants. Bakit? Kasi kung sasabihin namin, sige, kailangan 2 hours tayo mag-meet, tapos hindi nyo naman kaya. Sino i-meet namin? Okay, so there would be that period of adjustment. Everybody is adjusting now, so do not expect na yung professors nyo, pag sinabing meeting ganito, eksaktong ganito, hindi magkakaproblema. We cannot really determine, we cannot really ascertain if there would be concerns, problems, and issues during synchronous meetings. So everybody would need to adjust. What's important here is communication, right? You talk to your professors, you talk to me, you talk to Ma'am Norin, you talk to whoever is involved. We, on our side, we will also talk to you. As far as I know, most of your professors have, initiate contact with you already. Okay? Dr. Altea, I know, has instructed group leaders to come up with their own FB group. Okay, si Sir Red, I know, has given his orientation to some, if not the most, of his students. Si Professor Otero is doing his best to, set up a meeting with you guys before the weekends. So expect Sir Otero to communicate with you guys, no? Hindi nyo kasi alam kung sino may hawak sa inyo, pero kami alam na namin kung sino yung mga estudyante namin. Si Ma'am Raquel is also busy putting up the materials as well as the platforms she needs to communicate with you guys. I'm sure by weekends, si Ma'am Raquel magsisimula na rin kayong kausapin. She is also busy coordinating the needs of the ComSoc, no? Kahit tayo online, meron po tayong computer society. Meron po kayong malalapitan na kapwa nyo, estudyante sa mga pangangailangan nyo. So, si Ma'am Raquel busy ngayon dyan sa ComSoc. Of course, si Ma'am Norin ay busy rin sa pag-establish ng kanyang mga materials, ng kanyang mga modules, etc. At magsisimula na rin siyang makipag-communicate sa inyo. So, the entire college, is doing its best to be able to communicate with you guys. Expect Professor Rosario to start communicating with group leaders also. So, nasa na tayo ngayon? Dapat bago mag next week, kahit papaano meron ng initial contact ang professor sa estudyante. Okay? On my part, ang mga estudyante ko, nakapag-access na, I check earlier, parang 72 na ata yung members ng classroom ko. So, antayin po natin yan, Expect po natin yan sa mga professors natin. Alam nyo, mas matrabaho sa mga professors itong new normal natin kasi mas marami kaming ginagawa offline. So, make no mistake about it. Now, we're doing our job very well here. So, we do the legwork in preparation for the opening of classes. Other forms and platforms, Some of your professors may have prepared, YouTube. They have their own YouTube channels. You have to discuss it with individual professors kasi iba-iba yung style ng professors natin. But as far as the minimum requirement is concerned, we'll go with Google Classroom and Google Meet. Okay? Some of your professors would also create modules or videos that he or she can post through our Facebook group. Okay? Okay. I think this is the most important part of my discussion this afternoon. Netiquette. Okay? Ang point lang natin dito with the new normal is for us to respect each other's space. Okay? Kasi minsan nababasa ko sa mga comments mga reklamo ng mga professors, yung mga estudyante nakahilata, yung mga estudyante nakasando, may mga estudyanteng tropa-tropa nagmumurahan, naka-mic on lahat. So yun yung mga bagay na kailangan nating intindihin. Meron mga estudyante na ang klase ay 7:30, pagharap sa camera, nagsusuklay pa, basa-basa pa ang buhok. Okay, so these are things that you need to take note of. Okay? Teka, parang, am I still online? Sir Mark, parang tumirik ako.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay pa po.
Okay.
Online.
Medyo umano yung camera ko, tumigil. All right. So, first thing is be on time. Right? You have to be on time. If your class is 7:30, then you have to be ready by 7:30. Okay? So para rin kayo pumapasok niyan sa PLP. Pag 7:30 ang class, you have to be there at 7:30. Wear proper attire. Hindi po kayo porket nasa bahay ay wala kayong saplot pang itaas. Okay? O kaya ay nakasando kayo. Hindi ko naman sinabing mag-gown kayo dyan at magbarong. Okay? Wear something that is presentable to everyone. And that goes the same with your professors, of course. Choose a good location. Yung bang tipong wala masyadong tumitilaok na manok, walang kumakahol na aso, and so on and so forth. You probably need to isolate yourself in your parents' room if you don't have your own room. Or probably choose a space in your house that you think is, good enough for you to listen to the instructions of your professors. And pakisabihan na rin yung ibang kasambahay ninyo. No? Meron pa ako nabasa, late siya nag-submit ng quiz. Nag-reason out siya sa professor. Bakit? Inutusan kasi ng lola mamalengke. Oras na klase yun. So tell the people in your house, yung magulang po ninyo, lalo na yung kapatid nyo, yung mga bata nyong kapatid, yung mga kasama nyo sa bahay, that you are actually on class and online. Right? No yelling, please. Mute yourself. It's difficult for the professor to, sino ba yung maingay na yan? I-check pa. So make sure that your mic is always off when you check into your class. Okay? Unless you have questions. Of course, these guidelines would differ from instructor to instructor. Be ready to take down notes. Hindi ka dyan umupo para manood ng kung ano-ano. Okay, you should have your notes with you. You should have a notebook, a piece of paper, or what have you, and a pen. Right? Give your full attention. Yung iba, mag-check in. Pag sinabi ni professor, sige, you can turn off your camera. Some professor do that. Why? Kasi para makatipid ng data kayo. Okay? So if the professor tells you, okay, sige, you can turn off your cameras, ngayon, saan ka pupunta? Nagliwaliw ka na. Okay? Be careful with sarcasm. Okay? Be careful with sarcasm. Minsan, you don't know how a person would interpret what you type in or what you say. Kung nakikipagbiroan ka sa classmate mo, being online is not the best time to do it because everybody would be hearing and seeing you, especially your professor. Okay? Do not abuse the chat box. Kahapon may napansin ng isa nating professor, nagdadasal, may nagko-comment sa chat box ng kung ano-ano. That is not how the students of CCS work, no? Or that is not how that CCS students good attitude. So be aware of strong language. Okay? Pag nag-chat ka, please always take note, it goes to everybody. Okay? Broadcasted po yan. Okay? Set a respectful tone. Hindi yung basta ka na lang sisigaw dyan. Hindi yung basta ka na lang mag-open ng mic mo at bigla kang sisigaw. Okay? Remember, there's a limitation to technology. Magsasapaw at magsasapaw ang boses ninyo. Either ng classmate mo or ng professor mo. Antayin mo matapos. Okay? Magkakaroon talaga ng lagyan. Submit files the right way even beyond what is required. Sinabi ng professor mo, sige, screenshot your code, screenshot your output. Halimbawa lang, ikaw naman, ayun lang naman sinabi ni Sir, screenshot the code, screenshot the output, ini-screenshot mo na lang. Ni tabi-tabingi, ni hindi pantay-pantay yung screenshot, ni wala mong pangalan, ni hindi mo man lang tiningnan na yung code ay readable o hindi ba. Okay? So submit files right away, the right way. Please take note, no, in one class we have around 45 to 50 students. Actually, it is extended for second year students. Okay? So if you're submitting work, right? Intindihin nyo na yung professor mo would be checking 40 to 50 work. Tapos ganun ang ipapasa mo. So whatever your professor asks you to submit, isipin mo, ikaw ang professor, ano ba mas magandang magiging itsura nito, magiging format nito, unless the format is provided by the professor. Read first, check your email regularly. Ayan. Meron tayong FB group for second year students. Meron akong FB group for third year students. Kakapost ko lang. Irregular students will be communicated to separately by the college. Maya-maya, eto ang estudyante. Sir, papaano po mag-enroll ang irregular students? Okay lang, isa. Pero kung makakasampu na ako, nakakasagot, it's no longer good. Okay? So please, keep yourself informed. Okay? Ang PLP naman, ang dami nating Facebook group. Pati kay Sir Latasa, meron siyang sandamukal na FB page and FB group. You can always talk to us. You can always read information about what you need to know. So read first and check your email regularly. Think before you type. Don't share inappropriate materials. Okay? Mga bagay na hindi dapat sinishare publicly, keep it to yourself. And be kind and professional. Very important, no? Kasi ang CCS, kilala ang mga estudyante ng CCS na hindi rowdy, hindi magulo, hindi makukulit. Third year, alam nyo na pinagdaanan nyo ng first year. Lahat na makukulit, wala na po ngayon sa third year. Okay? So, mag-adjust tayo. At habang nag-a-adjust tayo, isipin natin kung ano yung mas maganda nating gawin so that, our experience on online learning and teaching, maganda naman ang kalalabasan. Malay natin, no? Matapos na tong pandemic na to, we could probably embrace the idea of blended learning. No? Wag muna tayo doon. Dito muna tayo sa online learning natin. Okay? Next, ito, pakatandaan nyo parate. Your professor has the right to boot you out of the session. Kapag ang ingay-ingay mo, o kaya ang gulo-gulo mo dyan, pwede kang tanggalin ni professor sa session ninyo. Remember, your professors will be checking your attendance every meeting. Okay? What else? Other matters. Advising for irregular students, you will be communicated to individually. Pero saan papasok ang enrollment ng regular students? Well, the enrollment should start on Monday, right? September 14. Uunahin natin ang regular student kasi mabilis lang sila. No? Block section lang plus add ng PE at saka ng NSTP, all good na. Same goes with the first year students. So we will give more time to irregular students. Now, irregular students can only be enrolled after advising. Sir, kailan po ang advising? Again, tatagalugin ko, kakausapin kayo isa-isa through Facebook. Okay? At sinabi ko doon sa FB group natin, gumawa na kayo ng listahan, no, ng mga subjects na i-enroll ninyo. Hindi po lahat ng back subjects ay may enroll ninyo. Lalong-lalo na ang third year. Bakit? Kasi ang population ng second year natin ay sobrang dami. Okay? So hindi ko kayo pwede basta isingit na lamang. Okay? So I have to check, no, sino ba ang nag-on leave, sino ba ang nag-transfer, sino ba ang nawala, o pwede ka sa section na to. If pwede ka sa section na yon, titingnan namin kung hindi babangga sa schedule ng regular class mo, and so on and so forth. Okay? So antayin niyo po ang communication. Okay? So lahat po mai-enroll. Please tell your classmates who filed for leave. Mai-enroll po namin sila. They have, I think, 2 weeks or if not 3 weeks to drop out. Otherwise, drop out. No? File for that leave so that hindi po malilista doon sa record nila na hindi sila pumasok. Okay, so may enroll lahat yan. So the pseudo start of class is on Monday. By Monday, yan po talaga yung oras at simula na kakausapin na kayo ng mga professors nyo. But knowing our professors from CSS, simula pa lang, ngayon pa lang, nagsisimula na silang mag-communicate sa inyo. Okay? Advance yan mag-isip. Okay? When I say pseudo start of class on Monday, enrollment pa lang kasi ng Monday. Ano yung pseudo start niya? We could actually start giving you some materials to read on. Yun ang importante doon para hindi 5 buwan na kayong walang ginagawa, magbasa-basa naman kayo. Okay? Alright, so meeting your FT professors online. Again, some of your professors have done this already. Some will be doing it before the week ends. Antay-antayin lamang po natin. Take note, yung pong mga FB handle natin, yung mga Facebook handle natin, ibig sabihin yung mga pangalan nyo sa Facebook, make sure that you change that to your real name. Okay? Hindi po nickname, hindi po Naruto, hindi po Batman, hindi po Blackpink, hindi po BTS, at kung ano-ano pa. Tunay na pangalan kasi doon lang kayo makikilala ng professors ninyo. At ilagay nyo rin yung tunay nyo na picture. Now, if you feel like, teka, personal account ko to ayoko nang isama to sa account ng professor ko. Well, if you can create a new account, by all means do it. No? As long as the handle should be your real name, the picture is actually you. Eh, meron ako estudyanteng lalaki, ang picture niya, girlfriend niya. Paano ka naman makikilala? Meron naman pangalan na kung ano-anong maisip na mailagay, yun ang pangalan na nilalagay niya. No? So, let's not make this time even more harder. No? More na harder pa. Because it is, as it is, it's already hard. So pag nahirapan kaming hanapin kayo sa Facebook, sino ang mapag-iiwanan? Hindi naman kami mga professors, kundi ikaw, dahil hindi ko makita yung pangalan mo. Okay? So, change that if you can change that. kapapalit mo lang ng pangalan mo, well, you have to wait for 60 days. Unfortunately, 2 buwan yung 60 days na yan, hahagilapin ka pa ni Professor. My concern with our Facebook group is that yung third year, ang Facebook group natin ay magtatatlong taon na, no? Kasabay niya yan, syempre. Pero meron pa rin mga sumasali ngayon lang. Nagtataka ako. Nasaan galing itong mga estudyanteng to sa loob ng 2 taon? Wala lang silang pakialam. At this point in time, you cannot have the same mindset. You have to be informed. Okay? Kailangan parating active ka sa iyong email, parating mo chinecheck sa Facebook, parati kang nakacheck sa group nyo, and so on and so forth. Please take note. Yung Facebook group ninyo, nandyan po yung mga professors ninyo. Huwag kayo mag-type ng mga kung ano-ano dyan. Okay, lastly, for Computer Society or our ComSoc officers, again, nilalatag pa po ni Professor Raquel ang mga detalye dyan kasi hindi pa po natin malaman kung paano tayo magkakaroon ng panibagong set of officers. Tayo ba'y mag-extend? Tayo ba'y mag-appoint? Tayo ba ay mag-elect? So pag-uusapan pa po yan with Sir Mark and Ma'am Baguio, I think. Okay? So other than that, let me see. Wala na po. Hanggang dun lamang po ang aking presentation. Meron po bang gusto magtanong, Sir Mark?
Ayun, thank you very much, Dean. Thank you very much. Ang ating Dean po ng College of Computer Studies, Professor Rigitan. Mayroon lang akong napansin dito din sa ating YouTube na somehow comment. Good afternoon po, Sir Tan. If ever po, can we propose to use platform or of Discord? It is lesser data usage po kasi mas efficient sa student na naka-mobile data lang. Ayun po yung tanong ni Kate.
Unfortunately, we will have our own official platform. And again,
ano po yung ano niyo doon din? Ano po yung
okay. All right. We have our official account through G Suite, no? Or the Google account. Now everyone will be using Google Classroom and Google Meet simply because we have a license account on that. And as far as limitation is concerned, medyo okay tayo, safe tayo doon. Now, comparing the features and functionalities of different platforms, right? Comparing for online meeting, comparing Zoom, Meet, MS Teams, and so on and so forth. Si Google Meet, if you compare it to Zoom, Google Meet use less data than Zoom. Now, there are other platforms, yes, that you can use that actually make use of lesser data. Unfortunately, yung sinet ko na minimum is for everyone. Mahirap po kasi kapag lahat po tayo may kanya-kanyang platform. Now, pwede nyo bang i-propose yan sa professor ninyo? Yes, by all means. Pwede mong sabihin, Sir, pwede ba natin gawin ito? Pwede ba natin gamitin yan? Magiging concern kasi natin dyan, guys, is we're trying to use something that is effective for educational institution. Now, what you are saying, what you are proposing is something that I have no deep knowledge about. But when you talk about learning management system, yun ang ginagamit natin. Kaya tayo nag-Google Classroom because yan ang mas madalas gamitin because of features and function. I don't know kung titingnan ko kung ano yung features and functions yung sinasabi mo if we could use it, but I have not made use of it personally. Meron pa
Yes,
po,
din,
sir.
according to the comment of yes, Dr. Altea na comment, hindi po ba pang gamers yung Discord daw?
That I'm not sure. I have to double check on that.
Sige, iyan na lang natin.
Sige.
Yes, yes. Okay, anyway, doon po sa mga mostly naman po naintindihan naman po yata ng mga estudyante yung ating presentation. And ang concern lang naman talaga is sa ngayon po kahit sino po siguro po sa atin, kahit kami rin po, kaya nga minsan nagkakaroon din tayo ng problem sa internet connection. Nasa PLP na nga kami mag-live nung mga ilang araw. So, ang po talaga hindi po talaga mapi-perfect natin na lahat tayo may connection.
Mhm.
Yes, mayroon pero yung connection, yun na hindi natin alam. So, ang point na lang is always communicate with the professors kasi hindi naman po pwede natin baliwalain lang mga student na example, kung wala kang internet, bahala na. So, kaya nga mayroon tayong tinatawag na email kasi pwede po natin ikot yung ating relay with our professors using the emails. Okay? And alam ko yung mga CS at IT ay mas well or mas alam nila ang mga bagay na to. So anyway, Dean, so far ang mga comments lang naman dito is about dun sa attendance nila. Nag-attendance. But anyway, doon po sa mga nagtato pa, ulit-ulit na ako na ilang araw. Maglalabas po ng advisory later. Doon po na gagawin ninyo next week. Nabanggit na po ni Dean, actually tama po yun, nasa advisory po yun. Hindi po porket ngayong week ang tawag nito, orientation week. Next week naman, may mga deans po ibibigay nyo para magbasa-basa po muna kayo. Then, after the enrollment, mayroon po kaming dates na ilalabas para doon sa releasing ng mga COR at saka sa inyong official grade report. Now, doon sa mga nagtatanong pa rin parate kung paano makakuha sa amin sa SAS, pasensya na po kasi sa sobrang dami po ng message, parang hindi po umatin ng orientation. Okay? Nabanggit na sa orientation na paki-message ang ganitong messenger, ang ganitong Facebook, ang ganitong email, kasi yun yung concern or proper concern. Kaya nga lang, sa amin pa rin na babato ang lahat, which is hindi po na kaagad yun mai-forward kasi nga sa sobrang dami. So kaya ang ginawa natin, nag-announcement po tayo at mention na rin po yun everyday sa orientation per college na pwede po ninyong siguro kontakin yung registrar's office para doon sa ating soft copy kahit papano ng grades. Okay? So, pero magre-release po ang school. And mamaya po, pinafinalize lang po yung advisory, pakiabangan po sa ating SAS na Facebook page. So din, siguro din, pag may mga katanungan siguro, nasa group naman yun, may mga officers naman na pwede ninyong i-contactin. So pwede po ninyong i-direct doon sa mga officers. Officers, paki-collate ng questions, then paki-forward sa kay Dean para masagot po yun, and then may post nyo po yung sagot ni Dean doon sa inyong mga Facebook page para at least hindi pa ulit-ulit yung ating tanong. Okay? Sige Dean, sino ba ang mag-closing remarks?
Ikaw na, sir. Okay na.
Okay, so sa mga estudyante natin, maraming salamat po sa ating mga professor na naka-online ngayon. Actually, Sir Bawa, pwede mo bang ipakita yung ating yung ating screen, yung tiles para makita nila kung sino yung mga naka-online na professor? Kasi nakaano po tayo spotlight, ibig sabihin kung ako po nagsasalita kasi ako ang nakikita. So, Sir Bawa, nandiyan ka pa ba sa technical? Lang tiles yung ating screen para makita nila. Nandyan po ayan. So, si Iron Man nga, si Sir Red. Sir Bawa, nandyan ka pa ba? Tinatiyanan namin kasi naka-delay kasi yung Facebook at saka yung delay kasi yung sa ating YouTube at Facebook na makikita kaya yung monitor ko dito is late. Okay, anyway, ayan, kung na i-present ni Sir Bawa. Nandyan po si Dean, nandyan po si Sir Randy Otero, nandyan po si Rich Cortez, nandyan po si Professor Ronnie Chu, si Dr. Laura Altec, and si Professor Rodolfo Merabel, yung Iron Man. Ganda ng Iron Man mo, sir. So anyway, so yun na lang po muna sa mga CCS na IT. Sa tingin ko po, mas kayo pong nakakaintindi talaga sa programa ng online. Kung ano po may tutulong natin sa university, please do directly what you call this, contact your dean. Okay, para at least po maliwanagan po tayo. Mayroon lang humahabol dito. Good afternoon po. Ask ko lang paano po yung di makakasali doon sa mga online session na klase at nasa module yung mga quizzes, activities pwede po bang ipasa before end of the day? Di ba din ang ano natin dyan? Di ba sa module naman ano nga yung ano natin, concern natin dyan? Example daw po, kung example, may klase siya, hindi siya nakakapag may quiz, example. Di ba nasa module naman yon?
Yes,
Hindi
yes,
naman
sir.
online yung quiz natin.
Depende yan, sir, sa professor, but definitely I will talk to your professors na hindi naman natin gigipitin sa oras sa mga estudyante.
Yes. Yan yung question din kahapon na minsan daw kasi sa mga nabalita ngayon, nagbigay ng assignment ng hating gabi, ang submission kinabukasan. Kaya kaya ano daw kasi hindi nakapag-open ng email or ng message. Anyway, ano naman ang alam ko dyan, pag module yan, 1 week naman yan eh.
Yes, sir.
Except lang siguro yung mga kailangan. 1 week naman yan. Kasi masyadong sila napapraning daw dun sa mga nababalitaan na online na sa gabi binigay, kinabukasan submission. But anyway, sa ibang university siguro yun. But we don't do that siguro sa PLP. Okay? So anyway, sa mga estudyante, rest assured po na please contact your professors para at least po maging magiging okay po ang lahat para pag nag-start na po tayo and konti na lang siguro ang ating aayusin. Okay, Sir Bawa, nandiyan ka ba, Sir Bawa? Pwede pa tiles nung screen. Okay, anyway, baka kasi ang technical natin, magkalayo po kami ngayon. Nasa PLP po siya. Okay, so siguro so much for that. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat, sa inyong pakikinig, sa inyong panunood. At God bless po, keep safe, and ingat po parati.
Salamat.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Si Iron Man, no?
Salamat, sir.
Thank you po.
Sige.
Salamat po.
Sir Red, magsalita ka para makita si Iron Man.
Salamat po.
May ilaw pa talaga. Ganda. May ilaw talaga. Oh. Masayaw. Okay na. Sir Bawa, okay na? Sir? Sir?
Yes, sir, okay na.
Oh, hindi mo na pa-tiles kanina. Hindi mo na Sabi ko kasi i-tiles mo yung para makita sila eh. Pero anyway, hayaan mo na.
Okay na. Nakita. Okay. Thank you.
Nakita ba? Siguro yung nag-tiles ba? Na-tiles? Yung ibig sabihin nakita yung mga prop sa platform?